my muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so happy that you've clicked on this video. Thank you so much for choosing to spend even a little portion of your day with me. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your time. And before anything, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in for our mucker hug, our favorite, our internet hug. Let's go in for it. I put on some aftershave, so I hope you enjoy the smell. So I'm really like fresh today. I just got a bath. Also, I've been loving bath bombs recently, so I mean, I'm smelling fresh today. So I'm happy to be here, and we have a messy video as always to get to. So I hope you're here for it. And I really want to know your opinion on it, so of course we'll talk about it below. I'll get back to you, talk amongst yourselves, you know, feel the vibe, because I'm sure you're going to have things to say about this one. We are going to be talking about Keemstar and defnoodles having a huge fight online, yet again, and it is getting so messy. So Dennis, defnoodles, is speaking out. He's done a lot of posts, a really long post as well, and then Keemstar on the other side of that is making posts like making fun of him, and is also quoting articles that are talking about Dennis, and it's just a big ordeal. So, if you don't know the context of where we're coming from in this, Dennis got suspended on Twitter. The defnoodles Twitter account got suspended, and it really was kind of like the goldmine account in the space, because people who cared about YouTube drama were on his Twitter looking at stuff. People who knew mainstream drama were keeping up with his Twitter. He kind of had all the receipts on there. So whenever Dennis's Twitter was, you know, taken down, it kind of affected us all, because it was very much so like a time capsule that we could kind of go back and look at, oh, on this day, James Charles did this tweet because Dennis had posted it. So anyway, his Twitter account got suspended, and then furthermore, he kind of started thinking that Keemstar was behind it, because Keemstar started literally tweeting out that, like, oh, if Dennis ever goes, like, you'll know who's behind it, or, you know, like all this bullshit, right? And obviously, Keemstar hates Dennis, and Dennis hates Keemstar, so a lot of people, also Dennis was, you know, firmly believing this as well, and a lot of people were, because the evidence was kind of really there, believing that Keemstar was the one who got the account taken down. Keemstar firmly denies this, and then Dennis was back with another Twitter account, which was like a private Twitter account. I think he might have actually came back with a public one after that, and it got suspended as well. And then right after that, he has been posting on a defnoodles Twitter account that is private, that has no followers, and that one just got taken down as well. And I mean suspended, like point blank period. You are violating Twitter's rules, and you are suspended. And a lot of people, again, including Dennis, think that Keemstar is behind this, and Dennis, you know, is doing his statement, and Keemstar is firmly like, no, I have better things to do, whenever we know that he literally doesn't. But let's just get into it, because we have so much to get to. So first of all, we have Keemstar's tweet about this, and Dennis put this up on his Instagram. And so first of all, it says, Keemstar tries to slander defnoodles, he exposes himself. So it's his tweet that we're going to get to in a second, because he quotes an article actually by friend of the channel, Kat, and also the article. Alright, so Dennis put on his Instagram story and said the following: Twitter never gave me a reason for my original suspension, leaving ample room for bad actors like Keemstar to fabricate a false narrative over the reason for my suspension. Actions like this, as well as a multitude of other reasons, are causing Twitter to become the least relevant, respected, and trustworthy social media platform. Now, while I love my time on Twitter, I am at a point where I couldn't care less if I get my account back. I do miss interacting with my audience on Twitter, but I would rather spend my time somewhere else. And then he goes on to say this. So I'm going to zoom in here and we're going to read this. So Dennis said, Keemstar falsely claims that I lied about my Twitter ban and quotes an insider article that contradicts himself. Keemstar clearly didn't read the article he quoted, because if he did, he would see that the article says the exact same thing that I have been saying as recently as an Instagram story published yesterday, which is that Twitter basically took down his account and didn't really give a reason for it, and said that he violated their terms of service, but didn't specify which one he violated, which really they should have done, because it gives a lot of context and also leaves room for arguments like this to not happen. But because they didn't, it's now started this full thing, which has been going on, by the way, for literally months. Alright, I was never given a reason for my suspension, meaning I was never told what rule I broke, nor which tweet broke the rule. In fact, to this day, I am yet to receive an email about it from Twitter, and no, it's not in my spam box. With all this being said, it is my opinion that Keemstar has been reporting my accounts to his Twitter contact, and as a result, my accounts keep getting suspended. Ooh. While my initial suspension was never given a justification, the subsequent suspensions are most likely a result of the initial ban. I have been given a reason for I have not been given, a reason for those suspensions either. Keemstar has a strong connection with someone at Twitter. Anyone who thinks otherwise is ignoring the simple fact that he's restored the accounts of numerous of his friends who were once permanently suspended, many of whom ban evaded with minimal consequences. Now, it's interesting to note that when Dennis did get initially banned, I remember Keemstar tweeted out and was like, I don't like Dennis, but I'm willing to help him get his account back. And then he never did anything about it, so I don't even know why he did that initial tweet, but it is important to note that whenever defnoodles did get banned, that Keemstar was like, I'll help him out even though I don't like him, but then never did anything about it. Further, Keemstar's own behavior violates Twitter's terms of service on a daily basis. His behavior during the Pokimane situation is a prime example, who's a Twitch streamer. So, should we be asking ourselves, who is his Twitter rep who's protecting Keemstar? Over the past few months, numerous high-profile people from all sides of the political spectrum were banned from Twitter with no justification. On the other side of this, Keemstar and his slander squad break terms of service, get banned, and then are allowed to exist, ban evading, only to later have their accounts restored. So he's basically saying, like, why is this happening to them but not happening to me? Furthermore, why is Twitter protecting Keemstar? Why would a platform actively protect a bad actor who uses his platform to harass people on a daily basis? It should be noted that when my account was initially suspended in July 2021, I initially assumed it was due to mass flagging. I later found out through the Insider article that it was for a rule breaking, and to this day I have not been told what the rule is. Alright, so now that we have what he says there, and I completely agree with what he's saying there. He's not saying anything that is wrong, by the way. So whenever we go on, Keemstar is now making a point that Dennis is trying to set him up again, and so he quoted a Kat Tambarge article and said, "Dear defamation noodles, quit lying about why you were banned on Twitter." And so if we click on Kat's tweet, it was an article that I assume Kat did. We'll click on it now and see. And it says, according to Twitter, Def Noodles has been permanently suspended for repeated rule breaking, not mass flagging. Now again, in the nature of what we all do, you know, we can piss off a lot of people. I'm speaking for myself, I'm speaking for defnoodles, I'm speaking for any other drama channel, commentary channel, Keemstar, all these different people, right? We have a tendency to piss people off. And the reason for that is because we give our opinions on things, and sometimes we give opinions on people that aren't the greatest because they're our opinions, not yours. And the people who are a fan of that person get pissed off, and sometimes people are just normal people and accept that people have different opinions on them. But then some really deranged people go far as like spending their entire 24 hours in their day mass flagging, mass reporting every tweet to try to get the account taken down of the person that they don't like. I don't necessarily know why they do it on Twitter, because that's literally like, you don't make money from Twitter, so they're not even affecting you, but because these people are stupid. So in Dennis's case, a lot of people immediately, why is Miley Cyrus trending? Hold on. Why is Miley Cyrus trending? Do we have a new song? Sorry. Miley Cyrus. Oh, she's just trending because she's Miley Cyrus, of course. And Rita Ora is trending as well. Does anyone know Rita Ora? I feel like Rita Ora is just a celebrity for being a celebrity, but like no one knows her. Anyway, she has a great song. It's like, I Will Never Let You Down. Love it. So because Dennis speaks about so many different influencers and celebrities, people just immediately assumed that it was one of the fandoms that were mass reporting him. He talks about so many different people every single day, so everyone was like, it makes sense for it to be like one of them. However, Twitter confirmed that that was not the case, but at the same time I do just want to specify that I don't think Twitter would say that an account got suspended because of mass flagging, because mass flagging has been abused so much on Twitter to get people taken down. So if Twitter were to stand up and say, yes, he's suspended because of mass flagging, it shows that there's a flaw in Twitter's system that allows people to literally get their accounts taken down because enough bored people are able to spam report them. So I never thought that they were going to do that in the first place. Now, Kat said, defnoodles said in his most recent YouTube video he didn't receive any emails from Twitter alerting him to the rule breaking. Twitter says those emails are automatic. Even Keemstar, a leading anti-defnoodles voice, feels like his account shouldn't have been permanently suspended. Alright, so here was the original tweet from Keemstar, which has obviously completely changed now, and Keemstar doesn't care that this is happening, and there's now this argument, is Keemstar behind it? You know, it's been happening over and over again, and Keemstar has this rep, Dolly, let's not eat my book, I appreciate you, please do not. She's literally trying to like chew up my diary, and that is a very emotional place for me, but I think it's very symbolic if you chew up and destroy my diary, because that's kind of what my thoughts are like in there. Twitter told Insider that defnoodles is permanently banned. He is not coming back. As much as I hate him for his actions of putting out fake news non-stop, I feel bad that he has no voice. I do believe he deserved a punishment, but not sure a permanent ban is the right call. Alright, so now if we go on this article, I assume, yeah, Kat wrote it. It says, really? I have to fucking pay? What is this bullshit? Insider. I have like no friends that work at Insider anymore because they've all moved on to like different like news companies, like Kat's at NBC. I don't know where Rachel went. Literally all bands at NBC, like all these people. I don't even need to be nice to Insider anymore. Insider, I am not fucking paying £150 to read your fucking articles. You can go fuck yourself. So anyway, Kat engages in a conversation that happens below though, and it basically says that Twitter will not say what rules he's broken. Luckily, Dennis has included here, it says, defnoodles has been permanently suspended. A Twitter spokesperson said, Twitter told Insider that the account broke the platform's rules, but they're refusing to specify which ones. He had over 150,000 followers and was a major source of influencer news. So again, what he is, pointing out is that Keemstar is saying that he is breaking so many rules on Twitter and has broken a rule, and that's why he's getting suspended, and Keemstar's not behind it. But in the same breath, if he read the article that he quoted, it says that Twitter literally said that they don't have necessarily the reason that they banned him. It just kind of happened because of multiple rule breakings. And I do just want to say how incredibly shady it is that they're able to come on and just say that he broke multiple rules and not say what they are. Because it would provide so much context to why he's getting removed. It would stop this entire fight between defnoodles and Keemstar, at least this particular one. I'm sure the rest of them would fucking go on. And it would also help out the entire community know, like, oh, what you're not or supposed to do on Twitter, because other than reporting news, I don't really know what defnoodles was doing wrong on Twitter. And I personally believe that it was because of mass flagging. Do I believe Keemstar's behind it? I believe that Keemstar didn't want defnoodles on Twitter. I'll leave it at that. But I want to know where you're at with it, and I want to know your genuine opinion, so we can talk about it below, we can get our feelings out, and I want to know if you think Keemstar's behind it, and what's your opinion on Dennis speaking up against him again. Let me know. We'll talk about it below. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for choosing to spend even a little portion of your day. I really value your time, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.